something like a Kimi might be too risky.
Well, the Lapu picked up. It was picked up last series and it lost, but maybe Falcons have something up their sleeve here. And you've seen the Nolan, the Harara, they've gone deep into the jungle bands.
Yeah, the Lapu's definitely been having some trouble. I mean, overall, just hasn't been able to keep up with the bulky EXP laners that are out there, and you have this Barats already. We are going to see this final pick in the Valentina. Clean, easy. You get even more crowd control if you steal that Wrath of the Dryad. You pair that up with Minoan's Fury. Vitality definitely just has... Ooh. So it is a Barats
a double
jungle. Unless it's a Paquito jungle.
Or Paquito jungle.
Or Paquito jungle.
I kind of feel like maybe better for the Paquito to go to jungle because I feel like, honestly, both win the lane against Lapu. It's just that I think Paquito has more burst damage to secure the Turtle/Lord.
And we saw that on last day of groups. We saw the Paquito jungle come in as well.
So I feel like if you want to balance it out, maybe a Suyo. Because I think the Ling is going to be pretty difficult for this one, right? If it's not the Suyo, if they want to go utility, then maybe the Akai. But
they have played Akai. They have played Akai before. It's a win and a loss, but they played it on Rome.
But because that's a Valentina, I think there would be a bit of a hesitation there.
The Ling has been successful. They've played it once, they've won once. But going into this lineup, you feel the hesitation, and it gets us a unique hero, baby.
This. Okay,
what are we feeling?
So let's talk about this. The Joy has enough iframes to actually go in the goal away of Melissa and possibly one-shot her. Everyone else, there's a lot of peel here. The Paquito can peel, the Minotaur can peel, the Valen can peel. This is a pretty, I would say pretty dangerous choice, but I can see it working-ish.
I mean, I think you look at this left side, Trex, these are all top-performing heroes in this meta. Those are a few, but not all of them.
I will say this, teams have been blessed by getting unique. Teams have made things happen by trying new heroes. The Joy was once a monster, and it does well against a Suyo. It can do well against enemy fighter jungles, so maybe it is the answer to the Paquito jungle.
Well, will it be the answer? The new rivalry in the jungle and the old rivalry with Indonesia and the Philippines. 152 games between them. 90 have gone the way of the Philippines. Let's see if they can make it 91.
Thank you so much. We're jumping into our very first series. Me and Brig are here to catch it all. We got Vitality on the blue side facing up against the Falcons on the red. And immediately, we already see the openers from both sides. The draft has been particularly interesting. This is the first time we are seeing Joy here and now in this game.
It's a Paquito versus a Joy in the jungle. Never really expecting a new rivalry to come out again now that we're in the knockouts. But hey, it's MSC. It's always been surprises everywhere. But at least for Vitality, they've gotten one of their very good comfort picks, which is the Melissa on Eman again.
And that's the thing, right? Lafel was mentioning just now that Joy does have enough iframes to actually close, not only close the distance, but actually deal some damage despite the go away from me. So at this stage, we're trying to see whether or not Falcons, they built a lineup where, hey, as much as we want Super Marco to win the lane, there are other aspects of the game that we cannot let drop or slip.
Yep. Because especially when it comes to the objectives, right? I mean, you already were thinking twice about the Akai pickup because of the presence of a Valentina, yes, but also the Barats. So what are the guarantees that whoever jungler you pick up would not face the exact same struggles going up against the Barats, Paquito, and a Valentina? Oh, not to mention the Minotaur even. So like objective picks seem to be a bit of an advantage for Vitality, at least in the early to mid stages of the game.
I would imagine that Falcons would just have to look to play for picks, right? And initially I was thinking maybe Hayabusa along the sides of the Joy as well, but I think Joy just a little bit more concentrated on the targets they want to go for rather than you just leaving it up to chance with the Hayabusa. This time around, Shogun is still going to be a pretty big problem. Not only is he winning in the lane, but more importantly, the neutrals is going to be hard. Oh, this is dangerous for him. Iman's side.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Could have the Clint been an answer to the Melissa all along. Flap going in with the bravest fighter, zoning out the members of Vitality. Kyle secures the objective, a flicker from Finn, but Flap still picks up first blood. The tone as well coming in from Shogun. Doesn't land the stun onto anyone, and now he's looking like the next target. The taunt catches up, and now Falcons are trying to chase him down. Moreno still goes in. He will try to find the trade. Nile picks it up, but Falcons, they're not gonna fight.
No, they can't go for any more than this. Not enough cooldowns on Nile to actually chain it together. So far, so good. It's one-to-one trade-off so far, and man, let's look at this replay one more time, because again, this matchup down by the bot lane really depends on the positioning of Iman. If he runs out of that traditional front-to-back, he will lose, but keep in mind that even for Lapu, there was no need for him to flicker into that, right? He's so deep in the sauce, can't seem to get out afterwards unless he was looking to try and maybe get the Bravest Fighter off of cooldown as soon as he's done, and even then, it's too early to say.
I guess it really just boils down to Falcons wanting to secure the snowball. It was kind of brought up in the panel earlier on too, that the mid-game might seem a bit of a struggle for them considering the lineup that they've built. We're looking at another replay here.
Just the casual purple steal in front of Niall's face, you know? Just the good old from Kyle as they're looking for another kill here as Ogren able to snatch one.
No way, the damage from Super Marco is insane! Finn goes down next and Kyle catches up onto Moreno. There goes Iman trying to save his teammate. And he successfully does!
Oh!
But the Abyssal Arrow from Haji doesn't let him get away, Eman! There are 4 members of Falcons here down quad, doesn't have to go away anymore! And Kyle will just pick up the kill!
This is snowballed into a pretty huge lead for the Falcons side. One bad fight taken, resulting in a dive on bot side. Everything that they wanted to get and more has been taken. Well, that and Super Marco not getting the kill. He's got 4 assists in his back. He even flickered for it. So, you know, Haji, yo, KDA machine, calm down. I need the money, sir. Please.
Yeah, I imagine this is exactly what Falcons wanted. And they already have that 3K goal lead, which is really great. If the second turtle still goes over to their side, Vitality, what we were expecting for them in terms of objectives might not happen anymore. No! He just stole away that objective from Falcons! Now it's Flap all alone in the middle of 4 members. The Minoan Fury already casted, still catches on to Flap. Now picks up another kill. Kyle with the electrifying beat! But he gets stunned by the Bravest Fighter, Landshaker, copied by Moreno!
What did I say? What did I say? First person who flickers, generally, if we don't see a kill, you're going to get traded out. Both of these teams aren't missing any of the punches. They're trying to slip as many as they can. Let's look at the replay one more time, because in moments like this, you would have imagined, okay, the fight's already over. Finn flickers forward, but guess what? Moreno, he's still watching, and it actually extends the lead further. I think at that point, Kyle should have just decided we got to back off here. But that's a scary part in these types of drafts. Giving away a trade could lead into a bigger snowball, and that's why you see that both sides are so eager to trade 1-for-1 every single time.
Such a good steal, though. I'm still not over it. I don't think, and I couldn't really imagine that he was actually within Retribution range. But now just punch forward and actually got it away from Team Falcons. Now it's Vitality. That 2 or almost 3K Goldie we saw earlier is now cut to half. So I think we're sort of even all over again across the map. But hey, Shogun!
Whoa!
Actually decides to go for Ogwen. Is that the choice that they actually want? The random Dryad copied as well, so they get to take at least a 1-for-1. Kyle catches up though, now not looking in a great position. Does he get to sustain his way out of it? It's a no! Falcons chased him down.
Yeah, once again, pretty difficult choice there. I think Niall even recognized that if he tried to go back into the get away from me boundary of Iman, it might have led into him getting killed as well. So this is probably the best option, but the arrow hits once more. And Haji, making sure that he is the KDA machine, continues to follow as programmed.
That's a crazy combo. Okay, maybe that's where the burst is gonna come from after all. You know, it's the Selena and the Clint, who had a very decent lane. He did mention it was 004 earlier, now it's 007. So I think there's been very decent kill participation over to Super Marco's side. But he is a threat that has yet to be shut down by Vitality. He's so well farmed on this Clint, currently 2 levels ahead of Eman.
Let's also not forget about Kyle, who's actually making a lot of these motions happen in the first place. Like Ogwen, it's pretty straightforward. He's just got to chain that CC, but who gets that initiation? Who is able to kind of get all the spells out of their opponents? And I think Kyle has done a phenomenal job as of yet. Now, coming back over to Niall, right? Sky Piercer as second item, pretty dangerous. He's 4-2-0, which is already great, but how many fights will he find despite the 3.2k lead that Falcons have developed, right? And a majority of that lead actually is on Super Marco.
Yeah, because I think that fight earlier was started by Vitality, but it was Falcon actually winning it out off of that decision to try and burst down Ogwen, which I think they failed to actually achieve. Another Abyssal Arrow, gotta dodge that. And Finn seems to be having a much harder time right now dealing with the damage and tanking the front lines for Team Vitality at this point. There's also so much range, honestly, over on Falcon's side, which I think is going to be a problem if Vitality just really want to deal with the more front-to-back approach of landing these team fights.
Only naturally. I think that Vitality, it's Iman, right? He is going to be the key to make this game open wide.
Oh, Gogo gets haunted just a bit. Not gonna really be the target for Falcons just now, though. They just stole away that orange buff, and that's all that they wanted.
Yeah, no, this is actually a perfect coming in from Falcons, right? There's no need to try and impose your lead on your opponent, especially when it's within the 2.9 to 3K, right? It's very deceiving for most people. You would imagine that everybody is rich. No, it's not everybody is rich. It's Super Marco and Kyle who's kind of rich, and even then, it's really just Super Marco. So as long as Vitality take Marco out of the question, then maybe they have an opportunity, but Falcons isn't going to let it go for free. So now watch the motions on the map, right? Vitality start from their side of the orange, and they're going to do the sweeping motion towards the top side after they correct bottom, right? When you have control over one sector of your map, you got to make sure you set up those waves.
Yeah. Right now, at least, Falcons, though, will have a clear idea of where Vitality is coming from. It's a very difficult task to find Super Marco, but there are ways that Vitality can actually pick him off. But Falcons are already grouped up. There goes Flap, already trying to zone. Wrath of Pride already committed as well, but the electrifying beats are dealing too much. But you know what, Yuri, the Daytona's welcome.
Yep.
A four-man knockup coming in from Vitality. Kyle finds Shogun, but that's going to be an exchange of his life.
Oh, man. Oh, gets hit by the arrow as well. They're going to get one more for this. Finn in trouble.
Yep, has a heal.
Oh.
He will be saved, though. But Flap finds the kill still, and Super Marco, too, picking off Nile.
Man, this has got to be really frustrating for Vitality. A great engagement. They found everything that they were looking for. It's just unfortunate that Iman, he's not really the finisher here. It's supposed to be Nile, but he was the one taking so much damage. Look, Nile already with the empowered, with his empowered champion stance, he got the damage reduction and then realizes, I need to get back into the fight. But since he doesn't have Flicker, he can't close the distance as quickly as you would expect a Paquito EXP. So really, it's on Iman to get those big chunks in these fights and then look for Nile to actually try and clean it up, because nobody else on their side can do it other than maybe Moreno if he steals the bravest fighter.
Yeah, but honestly, the amount of disruption and formation breaking heroes that are present in the lineup of Team Falcons are just not making it easy for Eman to do his job, nor even place Muddles in a perfect position to at least force Falcons to be a bit more 50-50 about the team fights that they actually want to take, and now they're on the verge of just losing out on more and more structures. That's a conceal play by Oakwood here. Doesn't have the
Oh my god.
arrow all over again!
Oh my
and the
god.
burst from Super Marco! Oh, that was just... It was just one hit away from going down, and that was Finn!
This is too much. This is too much for them to handle. As much as Iman is great at sieging on this Melissa, so far this Clint is doing double the work, not only chunking out key members from Vitality's side, but a raw amount of burst. Interesting, Flap making a blind read there, trying to open up this one part of the bush, but watch it every single time. If they can just get a little bit more space after the muddles, they can almost guarantee that inhibitor turret.
Yeah, he didn't have the flicker there too, so it was just probably them really wanting to zone away the Team Vitality further from being able to defend that turret, but nonetheless, at least for Vitality now, they're still holding on to their base turrets. It's an 8K gold lead that we're looking at right now, though. I think being able to come back from this kind of situation really requires for Eman to get as much farm as he should. But now that Falcons, especially with the Selena, are taking full control of the map, it's looking like a very difficult task at this point.
Well, I think it's a good time to play good and bads here, right? Because truth be told, the best situation possible for Vitality is if they wait 2 Lords, and then they should be able to even out in terms of the gold. If not, they have to get at least steal away 1 Lord and somehow get a complete wipeout on Falcons. 4 out of the 5 would also be ideal, majorly to get that shutdown. That shutdown going on Haji, but so far I don't think Haji's been really out of position, right? He's been throwing these arrows from so far back, and it's difficult for Vitality, especially when they are the ones on the defense.
Yeah, this Selena is a hero that I really expected to be contested between these two, and whoever seems to be getting his hands on this hero is just able to apply so much pressure against the opponents. But Vitality, you're looking at them right now, they're still showing up, trying to get position around this objective. Oof. I was looking at that arrow.
Yeah, but we've got a slow push down on that bot side, and Niall's already trying to correct that top side. It's going to be back into a neutral state. Same goes for mid, so Falcons will not waste any time. They're going to set that up on a hard push down by mid lane. But somebody's got to correct that bot side at some point.
Owen already using the Wrath of Dryad. Bravest fighter too from Flap. The tone is welcome though. Gonna be committed onto Owen. They're gonna catch one and they don't have the Wrath of Dryad anymore. Flicker already forced out for Owen. But the Minoan Fury of Finn trying to block off the other members of Falcons. Another knockup coming in from him, but the electrifying beat is dealing a bit too much damage. Look at that off angle. Arrow once again. Haji landed on Eman, but he's being protected so well.
Oh my god, they're getting corralled like sheep. Super Marco gets one. 4 more on the chopping block.
Another Bravest fighter from Flap and Super Marco. There's just no one dealing with Super Marco and Kyle in the back lines.
Oh my goodness, they've completely ran them into the corner, and now they're going to go for the end game scenario. They should be able to defend this, but Iman, he can only take so much damage. Super Marco still has plenty of vault charges. I think he's about to get 2 more here, but they need to clear this wave out.
Okay.
Oh my god!
They get to clear it. They get to clear it for now, but this is Super Marco and Haji. The range that you have to deal with against these 2 members of Falcons. This is no joke. Vitality, even that Minoan Fury that you saw from Finn earlier, the most that they could do with it is just prevent Falcons from getting even closer, but they weren't able to deal with the other members who were already looking towards engaging from the backlines.
It's just crazy how they're influencing these fights. It's just like it's like a sheepdog corralling sheep. They're just putting them back into the pen every single time, and once they get that back angle, it completely forces Vitality to just say, no, we can't win this fight anymore. We need to keep it front to back as much as we can, and Falcons are the ones who are looking to break that. Not to mention, we should probably drop the Bulletproof Marco at this point. He's Machine Gun Marco, man! He's Machine Gun Marco with Ballista Haji in the back. Being able to siege them down from underneath their turrets is crazy.
Whoa, that was also the great Dragon Spear pickup for Super Marco, as we got to see in the items. Another arrow landing, and they have a Lord still marching in mid. Eman, how does he actually deal with this? Owen does have the flicker once again. Lord already in the base. Eman, below half HP. It's already within range. Vitality have to deal with it first, but Flap lands the stun on Eman, forcing the go away. Kyle finds the kill onto Finn, and Flap is looking to be in danger right here. There goes Rather Dryad all over again, and the Falcons, they just put an end to game number 1.
Beautiful game here, beautiful game, but the series ain't over just